Welcome back to Just Got Played. It's your boy Jim Jam JJ here, and I got a how-to video for you. I know it doesn't happen often, but we had some unboxings, so I figured I have to show you how to play because the games are newer and, I enjoy them. So without further ado, we're going to go start the how to play. And as you can see here, we have the how to play for Books of Time. If you didn't see the title already, well, little spoilers there. Anyways, Books of Time. I've played this game a couple of times now. I had the chance to demo it at Dice Tower. I don't know if the unboxing came out before or after this, but I got a chance to demo it at Dice Tower. Really enjoyed it, so I had to get a chance to go buy it at this Game Nerds sale like a month ago, maybe now, at the time this video came out anyway. And I had to buy it, and I played it, and I'm really enjoying it even more. The demo was half the game. Played a couple of full game versions. Played a couple full games of this, and still really enjoy the game. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start the how to play, starting with the setup. First of all, we have the civilization board, which is for everybody. Everybody's going to place their marker. I only have it for one player, the orange player right now, but this is a civilization board. We got to get set up. Everybody gets their own player board area. This is where you get to write pages into your books. You cannot take pages straight from the offer into your books. You have to take them from the offer, put them into your player area, and then you can write them into your books. As part of their setup, each player is going to get one book of each color. You have the yellow, green, and red, and then you're going to get your player board so you can have the pages that you bought into your play area, as I said before. And then you're going to get 3 objective tiles with 3 different levels on them, one with each color on there. Also, you're going to get your little bookmark in your player color, and each of your books are going to have 2 of the starting pages in there, indicated with a Roman numeral 1 and 2. Those are the starting pages you have in your book. They're going to be on the right side with 1 on the top and 2 on the bottom on each book. Also, as part of setup, you're going to give each player 4 tokens in their color. 1 token is for victory points, which starts out at 10 for everybody. You're going to put 1 of each color at the bottom of each track on the civilization board, corresponding to the color for each book. As you move up, you're going to get special bonuses and also get to cycle out your endgame victory points. But I'll get to that later. Also, you're going to want to shuffle the unused pages, and you're going to create an offer. There's always going to be 4 pages available. Usually, if the power gives you a page that you can take out of the offer and put in your play area, you refill that space right away. If somebody's using the draw pages action, then they're going to draw their 2 pages, and you're going to refill the offer after they've drawn their 2 pages. Each player gets a reference sheet as part of the setup. Also, you start with 2 paper and 2 pen. You do not start with a folder, but wanted to show you that folders are a while. It counts as either a folder or as a pen or a paper. Some actions need you to pay a folder specifically, but other than that, it's a while for 1 pen or 1 paper. Also, these are the 3 resources in the game. You need pens and papers to write pages and books, obviously, and a folder to keep them in. And finally, you're going to create the Chronicle, which is basically before your turn action or after your turn action you can do. It's an extra action that you can do. It's kind of like an event that happens every round. There are going to be 15 pages in the Chronicle. You're going to take 8 out of the starting Chronicle during setup, or this Chronicle pages, and then you're going to use the leftover 15 to create the Chronicle. Every round, you're going to flip the page in the Chronicle, and then you have a choice of either doing the left side page or the right side page before or after your turn. This kind of denotes the number of rounds per game, because once you get to the back cover of the Chronicle, the game ends after that. Once you have created the Chronicle and put it on its little holder place thing, then you can randomly decide who is starting player, and then you can, at that point, you can begin the game. We've done with setup. We're going to go into gameplay. So after that kind of extensive setup, because you have to put the Chronicle holder and make all the books when you first get the game, and also pop out all the different things and make the in-game objectives, yada, 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 all that stuff. But anyways, gameplay is pretty simple. You get a choice of 1 action per turn. So in the course of a 15-round game, you get 15 actions. No more, no less. That's it. So just remember that when you're playing. You only get to choose 1 of the actions and do that on your turn. And then once everybody does 1 action, then the next round continues. So at the beginning of the round, or at the end of the round, whichever you want, you can look at the chronicle and you can either do the left side action or the right side action. And then at that point, you can do your own action for the turn. You have one of 6 actions you can do. And the first action is simply activating pages in one of your books. You can do the left side and the right side. And then after you get done with that action, you can do it in any order you want. Then you're going to turn the page. Now, when we're talking about page actions, you're talking about the big boxes here, not the little box towards the bottom. That only happens on other actions. But activating pages actually lets you do the big box action, which is one of the only actions that lets you do the actual big box actions on your page. And then once you're done with the action of that book, on those 2 pages, you're going to flip the book to the next page. That's one way you can do the actions on the pages on that book and flip the page. That's the main action right there, pretty much activating pages. That's how you're going to get most of your resources. And then another action you can do is take pages out of your user area and actually write them into your book. You can pay for as many pages as you can. So this is one of the actions where it seems like you can do multiple actions at one time, but as long as you got the resources for it, you can buy every page in your play area. You have a maximum of 5 pages that you can have, as you can see here. And then anytime you want to write a page into your book, you have to pay the resources below it. So you start out with 3 pins, and then you move over to a pen and a paper. And then finally, in the last page, you have 2 pieces of paper because you need pens and papers to write pages into a book. When you write a page into your book, you're going to pay the below action, and then that page goes on the right side. So you're going to pop your little binder open, and you're going to slide your pages in there, and they go on the right side. At that point, they have the little box action you get to do as soon as you write the page into your book. So just make sure you're buying multiple pages. You either remember what your immediate action is, or just do it at that time. But that is one of the ways where you can do your immediate action, which is the little box. You're not doing the big box, because remember what I said, activating pages is the only way to do the big box action on that page. Just remember, when you buy the page, it goes on the right side. So if there's a specific order you need, hint for endgame goals, you're going to have to remember what order you're planning on putting the pages in, because there's not a whole lot of ways you can turn the page backwards. One of the actions, which I haven't talked about yet, is going to let you do that. But other than that, you're really going to be turning the pages like you do in a regular book, not really backwards. So after you bought all the pages you want and done all the immediate actions, that ends the write pages action. And then the next action we have is the close book action. Also, I forgot to say, during setup or before you start your turn, you're going to get 3 random pages. 2 of those pages are going into your play area, and 1 you get to write for free. That's part of setup that I did not mention. But at the beginning of the game, you're going to have 1 page written for free, and then 2 already in your play area. So there's an action called close a book. So as I was explained to me, the way you close a book is you're going to take your nifty little marker here, and you're going to put it on the page that you're currently on, and then you can flip all the way to the front of your book, and then you're going to get all the left side, all the pages to the left of the current page where you put your marker on. You're going to get the immediate actions on the bottom of that page, not the box actions. Remember, you can only do those when you activate pages. But you get all the resources on those immediate action spaces that are to the left of your current page or wherever your bookmark is. At that time, you're going to take your bookmark, and then you're going to be starting at the front of your book. So that's really the only way to flip through your book. Now, and when I was doing the demo, they did say if you do an activate pages action and you're already on the back cover of the book and that closes the book, you get a free close the book action. So at that point, you're going to get the activate pages, the big boxes on the page that you're on, or the back cover. And you're going to get a free close the book action, because technically you close the book. Either if you do the close the book action or you do activate pages action and that closes the book, that activates the close the book action. So just remember that. That's kind of a combo. Yeah, that was explained to me in the demo. I don't know if it was actually in the book, in the rules book or not. I didn't see that, but I do remember that from the demo because I thought that was pretty cool. And then the next action you can do is actually drawing pages. So you're going to take the pages out of the offer. You have to take 2. They're going to go into your play area, which causes all your pages to slide down to the right. You always start on the left when you're drawing pages out of the offer or any other immediate actions that gives you an opportunity to get a page. They're always going to start on the left side of your offer or your play area board and slide every other page, filling in any gaps to the right. If at any point you have more than 5 pages, which is all that your play area can hold, the last page on the player area is going to slide off the board and go back into the offer discard pile. There's no benefit as far as I could see from having a page slide off. You just, you drew that page for no reason and now it's just gone. Remember, the max you can hold is 5 pages in your play area. So for the draw pages action, you're going to take 2 from the offer. You can take a face-up page, or you can draw 1 from the top of the deck. And then after your draw pages action is completed, then you refill the offer back up to 4 cards. And then the next thing you can do is you can advance your books. You can choose 1 page from each of your books if you want to. You can just choose 1 if you want, or just 2. But beneficially, you probably want to do all 3. But that can mess up the order for endgame victory points, so just remember that as well. But basically what happens is you get to turn 1 page on each of your books, and you get the immediate actions, which is the small box, on each of those pages. You can choose 1 through 3. So that's a good way to get resources, different varied resources. Oh, sorry, I made that mistake. That's the one I just explained was turn pages. Turn pages is the one where you can choose all 3 of your books and turn the page and get the immediate action. The advance action is moving up on the civilization board. Okay, I got the last 2 actions messed up, but the turn pages action is what I explained before. This is the advance action, which actually is the only action that affects the civilization board. Kind of inefficient, but if you want to pay to move one of your tokens up on the civilization board, you just pay the resources on the right. They start off pretty cheap with just 1 pen and 1 paper. Usually you're going to get a immediate action and let you move up here, or just like activate pages action, one of the big box actions. But if you don't have one of those and you want to move up to the board to get more victory points, you can do that by just paying the right side. Now, you do have an option of getting the bonus that is on the spot that you're moving to, or what you can do is remove one of the top levels of your endgame victory points to get access to higher victory points at the end of the game. But basically, when you move on to a space, it's either going to give you resources pages or another move up, or it's going to give you victory points depending on what symbols of pages you have in your book. And then at the end game is here at the top, you're going to get 2 victory points, which is that symbol there, looks like a coin, but you're going to get 2 victory points per page in that specific book. So gold, green, and red. And then anything, if you move up higher, you're just going to get a victory point or pen or a paper if you are able to move up past the final 6th level of the civilization board. And finally, one last thing, as I was mentioning, you have the endgame victory points. As you can see, the top level, or there's 3 levels, has the least amount of victory points on them. You need to have specific symbols in a specific order for the yellow objectives. You have to have those symbols in your book from left to right in order to score the victory points at the bottom at the end of the game. As you can see, the more levels you go down, the more symbols you have to have in a specific order, but you do get more victory points at the end of the game. For the green end game point objective, you just need symbols in your book that are different. They have to be different. So you start with 3, you go to 4, and then the last one is you have to have 4 different symbols plus the symbol depicted on that 3rd level endgame objective. For the red, you just need to have duplicates of the symbols. So you start out with 2, then you go to 3, then you go to 4, plus 2 of the same symbol of any of the other remaining symbols that are not on the left side of the objective. But something special with the red objectives is that you can get symbols which can be acquired from the civilization board, and those symbols count for endgame objectives as well. So if you weren't able to procure those pages with those symbols, you can get a token with that symbol on there, and that counts for the endgame points. So as I was mentioning with the civilization board, instead of getting the bonus when you move up on a level, you can take the top level off of your endgame objective for that specific color, and then you have access to the higher level victory points. So that's how you progress through these. Really, the only way to do that is by not taking the bonus on the civilization board. So you could give up a resource or some victory points for more, hopefully, victory points at the end of the game. And so play through the 15 rounds of Books of Time, and we're going to progress that way. Everybody's going to do one action, and then don't forget to do your chronicle action before or after your main action. Once the last person takes their turn at the end of the game, or at the end of each round, you're going to flip the chronicle to the next page, and then you're going to choose again whether you want to do the chronicle action before or after your regular action, yada yada, all the way through the 15 rounds. Once the 15 rounds are over, you go through endgame victory points, and whoever has the most victory points wins the game. There aren't a whole lot of endgame points besides your endgame objectives. Also, don't remember the level 6 of the Chronicle gives you endgame victory points. And then for every 5 resources of pens, papers, and folders, you get 1 victory point. And then after you total up the victory points for those 3 things, then the game is over. Whoever has the highest amount of points wins. And that's how we play Books O' Time. The game is 1 to 4 players. It takes full player count is what I played it at, so that took a couple hours just because everybody was kind of newer to the game except for me. But that's about the average time. Jim Jam is not going to play his the solo mode, but either way, very fun game. Everybody that played enjoyed it. So hopefully you will too. But let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share, comment below. Join the Discord. If you managed to get a hold of this game or you played it at some point, aren't the binders just lovely? Hopefully you enjoyed the unboxing and then now the how to play. Come to the Discord. Let me know what you think. That's all I got to say. This is Jim Jam JJ with Just Got Played. Bye. Until next time.